Hey everybody, this is Nathan with Sync with Connex, and I'm going to do a brief walkthrough of why we onboard and set up the users' accounts with single user admin mode as opposed to another user, and your options regarding setting up with other user roles. Let's get right into it here. So let's say I have my Connex account, I have my QuickBooks here. I am currently logged in as the admin right here. I'm in single user mode by default just because it's a test file. I have a couple other users here which aren't admin, obviously. One's full access and then one is on sales. So the pairing of the web connector can be done with these. However, if we go to the user permissions and the roles list, you'll see that some of the options aren't available or like they need to be set over to full access. The reason that we do admin is just because it's much easier to get it working instantaneously. When we pair with admin mode, all we're doing is just saying, okay, web connector with this connection here, with this connection here. When we pair it, just run it as admin. You don't need to be logged in as admin to QuickBooks or anything like that. You can sign in with a different user. It's just the web connector at that point, which will be on admin credentials. Everything else will be on a regular customer sorry, a regular user. So if we go to users, set up users and roles, let me just enter the admin password. You'll see I have test user 2 as sales and new user as full access. If you go to the role list, you'll see all of your obviously roles here. Sales is the one that I have it set to. It's designed to take sales orders, sales receipts, estimates, sales reports, and all information in the customer list. Now, if we go to edit, you'll see in some areas it has no access. Some areas it has partial or full. In Customer Center, you have full access. It means you can create customers and do whatever you like with that. Employee and vendors, it has partial, so you can view it, and in vendor, you have none. So depending on what you're doing, if you wanted to add vendors, obviously you would have to give this full access. Now, in terms of the company, everything in here is usually pretty good. Customers and receivables, you'll see a lot of things that there's some things that Connex does that these would need to be checked off with. So for credit card refunds, if you're doing those, if you have that option checked in Connex, you would do full. Credit memos, you would do full if you're syncing credit memos back. What else in here? If you're getting any errors regarding receivable or undeposited funds accounts, you don't have access to those. You might need to go in and change these to full. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't tested with that. But if you go to the Connex application and you run that web connector and you see errors coming in regarding those, there's a chance you need to add these. So let's keep those as they are. Payroll, paychecks, we don't care. Nothing like that. Lists. Now, chart of accounts, I believe you would need access to. Class list, you would need access to. Inventory site, I would give full access. The item list, you would want full access to because we need to create items on your behalf if you choose for Connex to do so. If not, then the world's your oyster. You can choose none or partial, the ability to read them. But typically, if your SKUs don't match up perfectly, then Connex will create those items for you in QuickBooks with zero inventory. Now, you just go through these on your own, set whatever you'd like, and go in and save those. So what I'm going to do now is create a new user. And re-enter my password again. All right, so let's go to new. And we will call them John Doe test. Just going to give them a generic password. Now the available roles, you'll see full access, which is pretty much almost admin. I think there are very few things that aren't available, but for the most part, this should be your best bet if you want to not put it on admin, but give them the most ability to do so. In this case, we're going to do sales. So I'm going to hit add, assign that role there. You can add whatever roles to you'd like, just to, maybe they do some accounting stuff and, like that. So you can add whatever you'd like here, but let's add it says optional for user email, but it's not anymore. So I'm just going to create a new email. All right, so John Doe test exists now in our customer list. Now what I'm going to do is go back to Connex, and we're going to pair them to it's called a mock connection that we use, just a test. Doesn't actually connect to anything, but just for the sake of this tutorial, just want to show that I can pair on the web connector. All right, so we'll go hit pair QuickBooks here. Here's our pairing file. It's now going to ask us what do we want to do with this and what user do we want to assign this to when we run the web connector, which permissions is it going to get. Okay, so here it is. And it added, but it should have asked me what I want to do with it. So let me go back and make an adjustment here. All right, so I have a bunch of connections here. Okay, so what I'm doing right now is I'm going to edit preferences and integrated applications. I've already paired this one. Sorry, guilty. When I was preparing for this, I already paired it. So this is what I'm trying to get to. This will prompt, as you can see in the next step here, very similar. So this is where this will ask you to log in as, but however in this tutorial, because I've already paired it, I can go in this way. And if you have a connection that's already been added like this and you want to change the user, you can also do it this way. The way to get to integrated applications, company preferences, is to log in single user admin mode, and then it should allow you to do so. So I'm going to have it log in as John Doe test here. That means every time this web connector runs on this mock connection, where are you, web connector? Yeah, every time that comes up, it will run as John Doe test. So let's go back and re-download the pairing file because I removed the connection. And now it should pop up. And then while I do these steps here. Okay. Pardon my clumsiness here. Okay, there it is. We're going to update selected after I enter a dummy password. This should pull the chart of accounts. That way I can move forward into the next steps, which is the setup. So this is all the stuff we do in the onboarding, and a lot of it should be good here. So now I have that connection set up. It is here, and it is paired as John Doe test. So that's how to set up your user roles and permissions. Once again, this is Sync with Connex here, and if you ever have any questions regarding this setup, you can always open a ticket with the Help Center. So awesome. And that Help Center is up here. Okay. Awesome. Thank you very much for watching my video. And feel free to reach out if you have any other questions. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye.